Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Tech Thursday. Today, we're going to be going over how to post ads without a listing, and also how to create some free home evaluation ads. And then I'm also going to create an ad with a listing. All right, so I'm just going to get started. Right now, we're going to go to agent.kdev.com, and that is going to be command. We're going to enter in our username and password and sign in. All right, so this is what your home screen should look like. I'm just going to hop right in today. I'm not going to stop and go into our marketing profile, but usually that's how we would start, is go into our marketing profile, which is under your name here, or sorry, settings, and then you go to connect settings and then marketing profile. And that's just where you're going to keep up to date all of your information. So your name, your phone number, if you've joined a team, if you'd like to connect your Facebook to command, all of those type of things that you'll just want to update. You just want to make sure that you go in through settings and then connect settings and marketing profile if you have any questions on that. And that's just updating your bio and things like that. And that always configures to your websites, your ads, and things like that. So that's always where you'll want to update all of that information. We go over that in pretty much every Tech Thursday class. So if you have any questions on updating your marketing profile, make sure to check out a previous Tech Thursday class. And I'm sure Kara will drop in the channel so that you can go look up those previous Tech Thursday classes. Alrighty, so I just want to jump right in, and first we're going to create a free home evaluation ad. And so to create an ad, you're going to go up to the red K tab and then go to the microphone and go to campaigns. So this is what your dashboard looks like. I've created a campaign before, so mine might look a little different from yours if you have not. You do see that you can see your information from creating a campaign. So if you have done a campaign in the last 30 days, it'll tell you how much you spent, how many leads that you've gained from that campaign, where you did those campaigns, and the engagements in those campaigns. So I'm sure you see when you're on Facebook, like total engagement. So how many people have seen it, clicked on it, liked it. This can tell you that as well. And then, of course, if you have set up goals in your goals section, your report section, and you've set up your goals, it can tell you how much percent you are on getting on target with your goals. If you want to gain 50 leads a year just from campaigns, running a campaign, then this will tell you, hey, like you're 50% of the way there on getting the leads that you want from running campaigns. And then obviously it has my connected accounts. And then also there's a couple quick little things that if you're kind of having trouble with, well, what should I create a campaign about? These are some quick suggested posts that you can create. And then also, of course, tips and tricks. If you're wanting to learn more, not from Kara, Robin, or Brittany, you can also learn a little bit more from Keller Williams University. But of course, first we're going to start off with going up into the right-hand corner and creating a new campaign. We are going to do a social ad today. And since we don't have a listing, we are going to try to attract listings. So we're going to choose that attract listings. And then you're always going to want to make sure that you enter in a campaign name. And the reason you want to do that is so when you do get leads back, you know which campaign those leads came from. So if you're running multiple campaigns at once, say maybe you're advertising a listing and you are trying to attract listings, you don't want to set up your clients on maybe a smart plan or reach back out to that lead that maybe they're looking to sell their house and not buy the house that you had another campaign for. So I am going to name the campaign free home evaluation so that I know when I get these leads back that they are for the free home evaluation. So this is somebody who's probably looking to sell their sell their house and not, or looking to get more information on selling their house. So I'm going to do this ad through Facebook, and I am going to set up the campaign. Alrighty, so I'm going to skip all of this, but next I've named it, and obviously I do not have a listing selected because I don't have a listing, so we won't add a listing. But if you do end up adding a listing, you're always going to want to make sure, or if you are sending or making a campaign for a listing that you have, you're always going to want to make sure to add in that listing first before you add any text in, because if you do add text in and then add the listing, all the text will go away. So we don't have a listing, but we are going to add text. So the main, and then this over here is going to be the preview of that campaign that you will be creating. So for my main copy, which main copy is going to be up here, I am going to put, I've already came up with kind of a little script on what to add in. So I'm going to paste that in there. But, oops. So basically right now, as we all know, the market is up. This is great for sellers. Forget inaccurate internet estimates. Have an expert deliver free home evaluation to your inbox. Click below. So one cool thing that I noticed that I've been getting better with on campaigns is if I add in emojis, it just attracts people to more of my listing or more of my ads. They tend to click on it. So one cool thing is that we do have emojis in command. So that's one really cool thing. You know, they're basically like iPhone or Android emojis. So one thing that I wanted to do was the market is up, maybe put a little house, and you can always search. Didn't go to the right place. Looks like you might have to do it in between, but we'll just leave that blank for now. But the click below, you can do like do fingers, and we'll put a couple of those click below fingers in there to get people to hopefully click on our learn more button. So next you're going to want to, and one thing that's really cool that you're going to want to look over is like, see how it looks for the preview. One thing that I always try to do is look at the preview in mobile, and it looks like, as you see, you're kind of missing a couple of, like right now, I did try to make it shorter, but this is the shortest I could get it. So at least, you know, they are seeing that, you know, the great and expert and free, like those are important words that are like you'll want your potential seller to see, because those are things that obviously they want something free and they want an expert, and they need to know that it's a great time right now in the market for sellers. All right, so for the headline, theirs is need to move, and that sounds like a good one, but I think one thing that would really attract somebody who's trying to sell would maybe be, what's your home really worth? And then, of course, the description. And I'm going to add, oops, sorry. Yeah, so for description, you can use click learn. I would say for description, click learn. That's a capital L. You always want to make sure everything is correct with your spelling and grammar, because you want to seem as professional as you can seem, obviously, if you're sharing this ad to thousands and thousands of people in your area. awesome, period. And then obviously you're going to want to save. So you'll save add text, and then you'll want to add media. So obviously we don't have a listing that we can choose from. So you're going to want to choose an image that you own. If you want to go use an image from, let's say somebody in your office's a listing, even though you're not attracting that listing, you'll want to make sure that you get permission first. Or if you have a past listing that you own the photo of, you'll want to you can always use that. If you've ran an ad before and you notice like, oh my gosh, everybody loved this ad, whatever type of media that I had is just gaining a lot of attention, it's great to use that photo again. Or if there was just a beautiful listing that you had and it's sold quick, you can always use that photo that you own. You just want to make sure if you are sharing a photo, it's a photo that you own. So I am going to pull from a photo that my team leader has from a house that he did sell. So I'm going to select media, and then I'm going to drag over this photo, add images, upload images, and now I can drag. So this is going to be a photo from California, since that's where he's from. Preview and crop. So obviously I want to make it the best photo that I can make it. So kind of want to get some of the other houses out of there. Maybe wide isn't the best one. Maybe square is, so that we can just kind of have more of just the house. And so you can always play around with the wide, square, vertical, or full portrait, which is not going to be it. Obviously, that one's best for stories. Square is best for placement. I kind of liked the vertical this time. It just cropped out what I kind of didn't want to be seen in this picture, but you're welcome to use anything that you would like, what fits best for your picture. So from here, we're going to press Save Image. And then as you can see it on the side. And now that I see it, it kind of looks a little funny. Maybe we'll go back to the web view and see how that looks. I think even though I didn't want that the other parts in that picture, I kind of want to go back and I want to change. I'm going to delete the image and I'm just going to re-upload it and add it as the square, because I think it just looks better on the view. So we're going to preview and crop image again, and I'm going to do square. I think I can kind of crop some of the other stuff that I didn't want. Save image, and I kind of like how much bigger that is versus how small the vertical was. All right, so we're going to want to make sure that our logo is on there. I've got my Keller Williams Seattle logo and see where I want it placed. I said the right. You can do right or left, and I'm going to save media. And I'm not seeing my little Keller Williams Seattle on there, but it should be on there, and we can always preview once we keep going. And so we're going to want to do a Facebook ad. So we're going to start configuring the Facebook ad. So I'm going to obviously do it from my account, and then I'll have to choose a page to do it from. So you're going to want to make sure before you start posting ads that you have pages on your account. So if that means that I'm Sierra and I have my Sierra Roberts Kirby page, but my account, and that's my personal page. But if maybe I am Sierra Sells Home or Sierra Sells Seattle, and so I'm going to want to make sure that I do make a page for Sierra Sells Seattle or Sierra Sells Home, whatever my name is, so that I can start posting ads to that page and connect that way. So right now, obviously, I am not a licensed real estate agent, so I just have our branded Facebook pages. So I'm just going to click one of those for now, just to get this going. And then one thing that for destination that I just actually found out is you're going to want to always use Facebook lead generation form. And the reason for that is because of if you don't choose that, you're not going to receive any of the leads. That like if they clicked on your post, you're not going to receive that they clicked on your post if you don't use the Facebook lead generation form. And that does not mean that when they click learn more that it can't still go to your landing page, so the follow-up destination. So if I wanted to do a follow-up destination, I'm just going to go to my actual, landing page. And I don't think I did it right. I'm going to actually go to agent.kw again because I am forgetting my landing page name. This is always a good place. Well, I had it right, but maybe I was spelling it wrong. But this is always a good place to go back and see your configured agent site if you can't remember the URL. So I'm going to click there. And I want it to go to my contact us or contact me page so that they know that they can contact me. So I'm going to take this URL and copy. Oops, and then we can get rid of this. And for the follow-up destination, that is where I'm going to put my URL. And so now I've got that there. And one cool thing that you can create, which we're not going to go over in this class, is if you are interested in creating a free home evaluation list page added to your site, you can always do that as well. And maybe we'll go, I'm sure Kara will go over that also when she does her agent sites, advanced agent sites class a little bit later this month. All right, so we've got that in our follow-up destination. And then obviously I am in Seattle, so I'm going to want to find some sellers in Seattle. But you can always customize this. So use a target audience, or you can target your database if you're interested. So obviously I'm going to do United States, Seattle, Washington. I always try to do like a 20 to 30 mile radius. And then you can also, this is expert targeting. So you can target certain things that certain people are looking for. So I always try to do at least 3 to 4. One thing that I just found out that they do have on here is Zillow. So if people are looking up Zillow, you can also target them as well. And I wonder if Redfin is on here. No data found. So no Redfin, but they do have Zillow. So at least you're targeting that Zillow. And then real estate, we'll look into that interest. So maybe we're looking for people who are looking to invest. We can always look into selling. Maybe not. But you can always go through. So once you get rid of this, you can always go through and just look through. There's so many of these interests that you can look into. As you see, home, you can click that. And look how many people in the audience there are that you could possibly target. Home improvement, looking to improve their whole home. Homes.com, house. So there's a lot of things that you can target, and you just want to go through and just look what you think is going to be best for the ad that you are placing. Okay, so that's all I'm going to choose for today. And then we'll scroll down and save. And now we are going to save Facebook ads. So before you get out of each of these little ads, you're going to want to make sure you always press the save. All right, and then lastly, we're going to do duration and budget. And obviously they recommend a 10-day campaign and a budget of $1 per channel per day. But I really feel like it's important to know that when you are attracting listings, different markets plan for different strategies. So if you're attracting listings, maybe you need to do $2 a day for 5 days. So it's definitely, I would, test it out, do maybe 3 or 4 days and do maybe more money, and then run the same ad for less money for a longer period of time and see how many leads come through for you. It really depends on, the market that you're trying to reach. And, you just have to come up with those different strategies. So because of what might work for me in Seattle might not work for Robin in Kirkland. There's just different people around that are on Facebook at different times. And, so just, I would definitely take that practice and go in and run a couple different ads for the amount of money and just see if that works for you. So I'm just going to leave it how it is right now. So we're going to run this ad from today or tomorrow all the way until the 26th. And we're going to do about $3 a day. So you can save duration and budget once you've got that all together. And then if you come over here and you like the way that this looks, the market is up, just the way that it's set, everything that it says, excuse me, what's your home really worth? If you like the way that it looks, you're going to go up here and publish campaign. I'm personally not going to press that publish campaign button because I don't want to post this ad to our Keller Williams Realty Seattle page. But once you publish this campaign, if you do have a credit card in the system already, which I do because I have run ads for our market center before, it'll just pop up. But if not, you'll need to enter a credit card or debit card number and get that, so that gets to go. So that is pretty much how you can create an ad on home evaluation. So this is something that you can create without having a listing so that you can attract listings. And so that's one thing that's really, really cool, especially for newer agents or agents who are trying to get a little bit more business, because of you're attracting people who are looking to find that real estate agent. All right, excuse me. And so next we're going to go back out of here. So we'll save this as a draft. Yes. And I'm going to go back to my web page and I'm going to look up houses 98136 close to my office right now and see what it brings up. And as you can see, it doesn't look like any of these prices have been changing. They all have stayed the same. If they were changing, you'd see like a little green arrow right here or a little red arrow pointing up or down saying the change of price. So just like this I'm going to believe it's a condo, has gone down 10K. So you'll see that same with this here. This has gone down 10K, down 10K. So if you want to look for those little arrows so you can kind of see what's going on in your area so that you can market to what's going on. So obviously right now it's definitely a seller's market. There's not a lot of listing, not a lot of inventory. And so right now with it being a seller's market, it's kind of hard to create an ad for for buyers, for people who you're trying to find, but we will create an ad. So we're going to go back to campaigns again. We've got our dashboard, and then, sorry, I skipped over something. We're going to actually go to designs first. So let's create a design to market to advertise the market. So we're going to go, designs. And we're going to go to social and add social next. So we're going to go to listings. So as you can see, there's so many of these things that you can choose: just listed, just sold, and you can always change. Just go and look at the templates. You can always change what they say. You don't have to keep the same verbiage that's there. So I'm going to go to adjust listed, and I'm going to go to social square because I like that. And I'm going to choose, which one am I going to choose? Maybe this one. All right, as it's loading. So we've got this, and obviously I'm not listing anything, so I just want to advertise something. So I'm going to change this to, and rewrite here. Like maybe, are you ready to list? Save changes, and then obviously that looks a little crazy, so we can always move this around, make it smaller. So as you can see, you can always change it and move it around, make it more. Okay, save changes. It's being a little weird, my not wanting to let me move it around a little bit more. But I can also make this smaller. You know, right now it's like at 95. Let's get it to 62. There we go. Sorry, I'm playing with this too much. Don't want it at 20. That's a little small. All right, get that. And then, you know, you can always use this, you know, this main picture. This is just a regular picture. I have a couple pictures in here that I have from some open houses. So since I have those, I can use those as well. So maybe I use this awesome picture of this great listing that actually just sold. So we'll place this image. It's this this house, you know, here on the corner. And so you don't need to add any of this information in here. There we go. Oh, wow. I didn't realize this is like a whole thing. You have to delete. But yeah, so you can go in and delete all of this, and literally you can just have, you know, just, are you ready to list? And you can always move this maybe down to the bottom. Wow, this is not wanting to be friendly today. Uh-oh, I lost it. But okay, I think we all, you know, kind of get the, well, I lost it, so let's go back and see if I can get it back. There we go. And for some reason, it's so big that it's not wanting to like let me play with it. It's just kind of acting a little weird today. So we'll just leave it here on the side. And now I'm going to switch out my logo here. So make sure that we always have our color your DBA logo. And then it's kind of hard to see, but this is the owner statement. Each office is independently owned and operated. So you're going to want to make sure that you always have that as well. So I've got that and I've got this. So there we go. And then I wanted to delete the price because obviously we are not having a price point on here because we're not selling anything. And so we are going to go now. I like the design. Obviously, it's not perfect. This is just for, you know, our purposes of teaching. But you can always go in and create something that looks a little more appealing to the eye. Maybe a picture that you have that has attracted a lot of business, a lot of leverage. And so we are going to download this picture. Of course, you're always going to want to file save. I have auto save on, but I also want to make sure that I am renaming so that if I do want to go back and pull this picture at any time, I say, oh, I want to rerun this. Are you ready to list at? It's a seller's market. I know exactly which picture I can pull. So I'm going to name this ready to list. And now I'm going to download this in PNG form, and I'm going to start download. All right. And now that we've got that downloaded, I am going to go back home. I'm done with designs. I'm going to go back into campaigns. And again, press that, again, to get out of designs, you can come over to the right-hand side and press this gray X, and that should take you back home. And so now you see on the side, campaigns, we're going to click on that. All right, and so again, we are going to create a new campaign, and it is going to be a social ad. And what are we doing? Are you ready to list? So we're attracting listings again, but maybe if you need to attract a buyer at any point, maybe it's a buyer's market, you can always attract buyers. So just make sure when you do choose what you are choosing, you'd want to make sure that you're choosing the right one for what you're trying to attract. So again, attract a listing, Facebook, and then we will set up our campaign. Oh, and of course, look, I already jumped ahead of myself. We need to enter a campaign name, and always enter a campaign name, because of if I am running my ad for Are You Ready to Sell and my ad for free home evaluation, I don't want to send them, I want to follow up with them for the right reason. I don't want to follow up with my home evaluation if they are not ready to list. Maybe they're one of those people that I need to work on nurturing them for 3 to 4 months to get them to sell. So this is going to be my Are You Ready to List campaign. And set up campaign. And again, so we obviously have no listing that we're going to add. So I won't be able to add that in, but just a reminder again, if you do have a listing that you are adding in, you always want to add your listing in first, because of if you do add the text in and then go back and add the listing in, it will wipe out all of your text. So we're going to go to add text. And so I like this, thinking of selling, not sure if today is the right time. So you can add in whatever you'd like as your text here. So I'm going to add in whoopsies. I cannot text or type today. So I like this, thinking of selling, today is the right time, because it is a seller's market. I was going to say list with me and get top dollar for your home, but obviously that's a little bit too much for a headline. You want to kind of make it short and sweet, something that just kind of catches their attention. And so maybe, that's not the what I need to put. So one thing that I can put is just listed, or what's another one? Anybody have any suggestions on what's a good headline for when you are selling? Okay, no, not quite. So for the headline, we'll just choose it's time to sell. So, and then for description, of course, you're going to want to put in, I like this one, find out what your home is worth in today's market, even though it's more of a home evaluation. It's something nice to tell them, like you can find out what your, you know, what their home is worth. But I like the click the learn more to list with me and get top. All right. So again, we're going to save add text and kind of go over and look kind of what it's looking like. I like the how short and sweet it is. It's not going into too much detail. People are just going to want to click and kind of find out what I have to offer, and not just be like, oh, she's just running an ad. So we're going to add some media, and I just created that it's time to sell media InDesign, so that's the one I'm going to use. So I'm going to select media for this campaign, add images, and I saved this. I already downloaded it, but I can also browse my design library, and I can automatically click what I just created. Might take a little bit. So it looks like it's not ready to use. Maybe I just created it, just a couple minutes ago, so it didn't look like it's quite ready. So I'll just upload the image that I created. There we go. And obviously, you want to add some more stuff into your design. Maybe put your headshot, or my name Sierra Sells Seattle. You can add more things to that. I just kind of did it quick so that we could touch on it in this class. But then you can preview and crop. And it doesn't look like wide is going to be the best one for me. So I'm going to do square, because look, it kind of brings my whole thing in, and then I can kind of crop it a little bit to what I want to see. And I'm going to save image, and now I go over, and obviously white might not have been the best background, since when you're scrolling on Facebook, it already has a white background. So you just want to play with it and preview it and make sure that it looks right for you. And then also always make sure that you preview the desktop mode and phone mode, because most people nowadays are on their phone. So you want to make sure that it does look right on your phone as well. All right, so I like the way that this looks, of course. It looks good. And I'm going to position this to the left, because I do have my Keller Williams Seattle already. So now you can kind of see that tiny, tiny, tiny DBA logo that is on there, which we couldn't see last time for some reason. But now you can kind of see where that's at. And then obviously save your ad media. And then we're going to do a Facebook ad. So we're going to want to configure that. Again, you're going to want to make sure that you have a page set up. If you have any questions on how to set up a Facebook page for your business, I know that Brittany did go over how to do that in a previous Tech Thursday class. I know Kara's already dropped that channel in the chat. So always feel free to go back and look at how to create that Facebook page for your business as well. Again, I do not have a Facebook business page, so I'm just going to choose one from that I am attached to. And then again, you're going to always want to make sure this use Facebook lead generation form is chosen. You can still have them click and go to your website so that they can learn more about you. And so we're going to go back to my website. I'm your agent, and the contact us. But it's going to take them, even though I have it on the contact us, they're going to go and they're going to be taken to my website. So regardless if they're like, okay, well, maybe I'm not ready to contact Sierra, but let me just get her site so that when I am, I can message her, or I can go and I can look like, okay, well, what is Sierra about? Like, who is this that all of a sudden I'm getting these ads from? They can read about me. They can read about what company I'm with and all those things. So it is good to have your agent site set up and to have, even though you're getting the leads from Facebook, to have them still be sent to your landing page and not just use your landing page as a lead source. So I'm going to paste again my contact us, and now it is going to generate. And I kind of already set up those settings, but again, I can use custom settings. Obviously, I'm noticing now that every time that you create one, it might say, you know, Seattle, if we don't, Seattle 20-mile radius, but you have not went in and changed that target, that expert targeting. And so you're always going to want to make sure that you do that, because of why not target the people that you want to target? You don't want to target Sally that's looking to buy a condominium for investment I mean, you probably do, but you know, if you're looking to, you know, start out and get a couple leads, you're not going to want to get, you know, whoever is looking at McDonald's ads or vice versa. So again, you're going to want to go in and look through here. And so we'll do homes. Some homes.com. We'll do Zillow again. I always think Zillow is a good one because I want to take all the business I can from Zillow and Redfin, but they don't have Redfin in here. So, and then I always like to go down and just keep kind of look through what's going to work best for me, for what I'm looking for, targeting. House hunting, because most of the time when somebody's looking to sell, they're looking to buy too. Where are they going to go if they've sold? So that's always good. So you just want to make sure that you're looking through and you're looking at all of these marketing interests, so that you can make sure that you are pushing towards, you know, who you want to advertise to. So I'm just on realtor.com's in there. So we'll save that. And then again, if you're interested in not having some of these, you can also exit them out. Like, oh, I accidentally pressed house hunting, I don't want that. You can get rid of it. And then we're going to save Facebook ad. And then last but not least, again, we are going to create the duration and budget. And of course, I just want to touch back again that every market plan has a different marketing strategy. So if you're looking for sellers, you're looking for buyers, you're never going to know if, you know, $3 a day versus $1 a day is better until you try it, because of course we're all in different locations. And it does depend on, you know, we're all in different locations. It depends on who you're targeting. And so you just want to make sure you kind of test them out. Like, okay, I ran this ad for 10 days, $1 or $3 per day, and I got 2 leads. Let me try running it for 5 days for, you know, $6 a lead and see if I get 12 leads. So I know that they're, you know, it's always going to change. You know, it depends on the market and what you're marketing. So it's just kind of up to you. Okay, so we're going to save duration and budget. And then, of course, come up and publish campaign. One thing that I thought was really cool was yesterday I was on YouTube watching a couple videos to prepare for this class, and I actually had one of my agent's business cards pop up as an ad on the side. And so I called him and I said, hey, I just saw an ad for you on YouTube. Like, what are you doing? And he ended up actually creating a Google ad. I saw it on YouTube. So obviously he had whatever, I was looking up a real estate video. So he must have clicked in his Facebook, or it would say Google ad here because he did a Google ad, but obviously, sorry, not in that part. In the interest part, he had probably chose real estate broker, real estate education, houses, anything that had to do with that, he must have chosen because of it popped up on my Google feed because of what he had chosen. So I thought that was really, really cool. Okay. Yeah, so we'll save Facebook ad and then of course publish campaign. I'm not going to do that since we've already kind of gone over that. But last but not least, I am going to go over how to pay or post a ad with a listing. I did go over this, I believe, 2 weeks ago when we were talking about marketing for an open house, but we can go a little bit more into detail. So I'm going to save this as a draft. Yes. And so I am not advertising my own lead. So I am advertising a lead for somebody that I'm doing an open house, or I just am trying to get some leads for some buyers. And so I want to advertise this listing for someone in my office, and I have gotten permission, written permission, an email or a text saying that I have permission to advertise this listing. So I called up my friend Beth yesterday and I asked her if I could advertise her listing, and she was like, yes, go ahead. I'm like, cool, can you just send that over to me via text or an email so that I just have it in written form? Of course, Sierra. So now I'm able to advertise her listing. So we're going to create a new campaign again. And this is going to be where you do that Google ad that I was talking about earlier if you are interested in that. But again, we're going to do a social ad. I like to kind of focus on the social ads because I like a lot of people are always on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're in a social media day and age, so it's always important to post to there. And one thing that's cool is even for me, like I've seen ads for the DB in North Seattle. I've seen his ads on my Facebook feed. So I have seen ads that have been run through command on my Facebook feed, my YouTube page, my YouTube that our agents are running. So it is working. But again, this time I am going to name this after the MLS number. And I'm advertising a listing, and I want to do this on Facebook, and I'm going to set up advertise. So I want to make sure that I'm showing all listings because obviously I don't have any listings, so nothing is going to pop up, but I'm also going to make sure that I'm searching by what I want to search by. So I'm searching by the MLS number. And I just thought this listing that Beth has is so pretty. It is in Kenmore, but I thought it was just a beautiful listing. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to use this picture that she has. It looks like it kind of already went in. I believe that's the only picture that she has on the Northwest MLS. So I'm just going to use that picture. So this came from what she wrote on the MLS. Obviously I can't, this is the preview over here, and I can't see all the way from here. So I just want to make sure that I don't need I might not need all of this information in the main, like this main description. So I'm going to take out this from the vaulted front, all of this, and I might just keep this because I know that when people are scrolling, they don't need to click more to read. They're just scrolling and they just see, that amount of information. And of course, it tells you keep your text short and clear, get to the point, talk about exciting landmarks and things like that. So, welcome to the neighborhood of Uplake. I gave them what the type of home it is, and I let them know that it's been updated. But, traditional features are still, in that house. Okay, so going to the headline. So, interested, let's talk. Are you interested in this? Let's talk so I can find this buyer for Beth's listing. Why not? And who wouldn't want, to get a lead off of? I think one thing as being in the position that I'm in is seeing dual agency transactions. I love to see when we have a a buyer or the buying agent is on from Keller Williams Seattle and the selling agent is from Keller Williams Seattle. I think that is always super cool that our agents were able to work together. So why wouldn't I want to find a buyer for Beth's listing? Okay, and then of course, you want to enter your description. So I like the you could be, or I always like the click learn more, because that just gives them an extra reminder, like click here, touch this, so that I can get that lead. But you obviously you don't have to include that. So click more to come home to this beauty, and then we can save ad. And then of course, don't forget that you can add in those emojis as well. I always think it's really, really cool when there's emojis in there. I think it just attracts more talent to your listings. And who doesn't want to see something super cute like that on your timeline feed? Channel options again, configure. I'm going to make sure that I have my page selected. You can't post anything unless you have a page selected. So remember, Brittany does have a class on our YouTube on how to create a YouTube page for your business. So I'm going to choose just one of the pages that I have. Again, make sure that you choose that use Facebook lead generation form. And then I always click learn more. You can always change that too. You can do sign up, apply now, but I'm just going to do the learn more. And then I'm going to again enter in my contact me so that they have access to my landing page, but I still get those lead generation form or those leads from Facebook. And then, of course, I want to use my own settings because there are no additional interest added. So I'm going to add some additional interest. So buyer, let's see if they've got something in here for buyers. Maybe first-time buyer. Maybe they're looking for a first-time home buyer agent or grant. Sorry, I thought that said agent. So you can choose that as well. It looks like my screen's a little frozen. There we go. Oops. We don't want accounting and acting. But yes, so you'll just want to choose, what's going to work best for this open house, or not open house, this listing, so that you can get buyers and leads from this. So we'll just press save. And then last but not least, save Facebook ad. And then okay, and then if you want to change the duration and budget, just a reminder, every marketing plan is different. So maybe this one you do less days because you know that her review date is on the 19th. And so you run it for more money until the 19th so that hopefully you find that buyer that wants to buy that house. But you can always change it if it's not sold by then. And then save duration and budget and publish campaign. All right, so we're going to go back to ads. And that is pretty much all I have for you guys today. So we did create a free home evaluation ad. We created a Are You Ready to List ad, and then we created an ad with a listing as well. It's not in here, but we created an ad just for a listing as well. So yeah, we've got about 6 more minutes. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer for you while we are kind of have a couple extra more minutes?
What type of click-through rates should we expect on this? Is it like around 1%, or where should that be to make it the dollars effective?
So that's what the add additional interest is that's what's going to make your dollars more effective, is if you're targeting, that audience that you want to gain. And it really, it just depends on, I know that Facebook likes more money per day. They like shorter ads with more money per day, but it really just depends on what you're marketing, and it's kind of a trial and error. Like, maybe run an ad for, the same ad twice, run one for 5 days for $1 a day, and then run one for 5 days for $3 a day, and just see what you get back from running those two ads. So it really just depends on what you're advertising in your ad, and kind of who you're targeting. But I definitely say it's definitely trial and error. And I always say, start lower first, because I know one time Brittany had said she had ran an ad for I'm probably not going to get the amount right, but she ran a more expensive ad and got 2 leads, and then ran a cheaper ad of the same thing and then got 12 leads. So, it really, really depends on the day, the time, and I think once you start running more ads, you kind of get a feel of, okay, this is the best time to run this ad at the beginning of the month. That's when people, are looking for homes, or in the middle of the month, this is when people are deciding to go to open houses. So it kind of just depends on getting used to the knowing what's going on in the market, if it's a seller or buyer's market, and then, just knowing who you're advertising to.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course.
I had a quick question about the ownership statement. Like when we're creating, what was that wording again?
It's each office is independently owned and operated. So I'll type it into the chat as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm having such trouble typing today. All right, there we go. Do we have any other questions that I can answer before we hop off Tech Thursday today? All right. Well, thank you guys all so much for attending Tech Thursday today, and I hope that you all got something valuable out of creating ads today. Feel free to reach out to me. My name's Sierra. I'm in the Keller Williams West Seattle office. If you have any questions, and then you're also welcome to reach out to your ASCs in your offices as well. We are all here for you, and we will see you next Thursday. And I am for Tech Thursday. Kara, can you help me on what next Thursday is?
Life cycle of a lead.
Woo! Okay, so next week is life cycle of a lead. So that'll be a great one to